or have to pay for it or whatever.
All right. Welcome to Win the Day live stream, where we talk about how to win the day as a real estate sales person. All right. We have Julie Morris live on the live. Who knew? From Scottsdale, Arizona. That's in the Phoenix area for those that aren't in the know. Mark Simpson's coming live from Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
Destin, Florida. And Destiny is on the Emerald Coast. Or where exactly are you? You're in Navarre?
Navarre.
If you don't know where Navarre is, it's on the Emerald Coast, just west of Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and east of Pensacola. All right, there you go. So if you have any work you want to send their way, send it their way. Today I want to talk about here's the conversation I have every single morning, literally every single morning with my group. All right. And if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you. It starts out here. Where's your deal come from? Where's your next deal coming from? My coach used to ask me that. Where's your next deal? Where is it? And it's a pause moment, right? It's like, oh shit. Oh, yeah. Where is my next deal? It's kind of like getting a lead, right? You work so hard to get these leads, and then you forget to follow up with them. Well, where's your next deal coming from? Well, you work so hard to get either a listing or a buyer lead or something. Where's the deal coming from? So that's question number one. Where is your next deal coming from? Think through your inventory of listings. Think through your inventory of leads. Think through your inventory of stuff. Then the next question is, what's your plan? What's your plan? All right. So you got this potential deal. How are you going to make it to happen? Right? Because we ain't waiting for anything to happen anymore. We're going to go make things happen. So what's your plan to make your next deal happen? We put 5 sides together last week. 2 of them were double-sided. All right. We're making things happen. We took 4 listings yesterday. What? Right? We're on fire. We're crushing because we're working. We're showing up. We're focused. We're doing exactly what we talked about here. We weren't doing that. We are doing that now. It's interesting how somebody did 11 transactions last year, but have 5 under contract in the last 2 weeks. What changed? Did the market change? I don't think so. The effort that he has put in prior to the last couple of weeks ramped up. So that's good to see. That's good to see. So where does your next deal come from? Ask yourself, get up in the morning and say, okay, here I am, fresh. Where's my next deal? Who is it? Where is it? Right? So you go to your first thing I do is I go to my listing inventory. Where's my best opportunity? Overprice. Oh, this one looks good. This one has a chance. What we're looking for is motivated. No. All right, here's one. Here's a motivated. Let's talk to them. Okay. And then you take a look. The next question I have would be what? Is any showings? Anybody look at it? Who's looked at it? I'm calling them up. Hey, did you get in? Yes. Awesome. What did they like best? Don't go right into it. Don't go into, hey, they're going to write an offer. What do they like best? You need to know what it is you're working with, right? This is leverage for later. What do they like best about the house? Oh, they love the backyard. They love the kitchen. They love this. They love that. Awesome. Awesome. So here it is, the big ask, right? Will you marry me? So what do we have to do with regard to price, terms, or conditions to get an offer? Don't say another word. Make them say it. Mm-hmm. Well, if it didn't have the green shag, awesome. I was thinking the same thing. What if we get rid of the green shag? Will they write an offer? What if we write it into the contract? Will they do it? I don't know. You want me to ask? I do. Right. So that's it. Right. That's follow up on your showings. Go to them. Did you get in? No. Oh, that's a problem. What happened? Right. Do you want to go back? What if I can get you back in? Work the deal is what I'm saying. Okay. And then, did you get in? Yes. Awesome. Cool. What did they like best? Perfect. So they really like this place. Well, what do we have to do in terms of price, terms, or conditions to get an offer? Well, do you think they'll come down on their price? I don't know. Maybe. I've seen people take less than I ever thought they would. I've seen people take deals I never thought they would. So make an offer. Let's see. Right. So get up, look at your listing inventory. That's your best chance at getting a deal together. Find out if anybody showed it. That's your best chance of getting a deal together. Maybe you have to do a reverse offer. Hey, Mr. Seller, these people are in there. They like your kitchen. They like your backyard. They like your 3-car garage with your classic cars. They liked all of it.
Yeah. But
they're not making an offer. Let me ask you this. You're on the market for 1.1. What if we go to them and say, hey, we'll let you have it for $1 million if you do the deal today? You think they'd go for it? I don't know. Let's find out. Would you take that if it was on the table? I would. Well, let's do it. Work the deal. Work the deal, right? What else you do? Reduce the price. That changes the math. Reduce the price, change the math, call everybody back who showed it. You know, you showed our property. What did they like best about it? Okay. What if it had a new price? Would that even be better? What can we do in terms of price, terms or conditions to get an offer? Right back into it. Work. Oh, it's work. All right. Take a look at your listings. What features and benefits can you lever? It's the only one for sale in the neighborhood. Awesome. It's the only one with a 5-car garage. Awesome. It's the only one with a 1/4 acre, half acre, full acre. It's the only one that looks at, I don't know. If you're the only one of anything, that's a good thing. Start telling everybody you're the only one of this. This is their chance to be the only one of something. That'll work for you. Yeah. Work your deal is what I'm saying. Okay. Because in a market like this, the deal ain't working you. You got to go to the market and tell people about it. And it doesn't have to be yours. As you do your homework, your studies, if you come across a deal, you look at it and say, you know what, I should buy that deal, but I'm not going to buy it. I wonder who else. And go through in theory, you're tracking all your potential buyers the same way you have potential sellers, hip pocket or whatever the hell you want to call them. You'll have buyers. Well, if you find a good deal, let me know. Ding dong. Hey, I got a good deal. Oh, who are you again? Right? Go to them. Work the deal. Remember back you said if I had a deal, I should contact you? Oh, yeah, I did. And then you said a deal is if you could buy it at X price. Yeah. Hello, I'm here. Right? Say hi to your next deal. Right? That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what people who do deals in tight markets do. All right? Julie, you've been in tight markets before. Does this sound like anything you've heard or seen or felt?
Yeah, and one of the things I'm thinking is when you have listings and you're trying to get them sold, in addition to going back to everybody who's seen it, starting first with the realtors, if you haven't already, for every listing that you have, create a 59-second video where you walk through the house and, from front to back, whatever. You don't have to be in every room. You don't have to talk about every feature, but you just do a walkthrough that's 59 seconds or less. And you talk about the features and you send that to every realtor that's shown it. And if you're doing open houses where you don't let people come in unless you get their phone number, which is what I do, and I capture 99%, then you can send that video to all those phone numbers. So there's that. And then the other thing is I have metrics, and this is how I do the prices, and this is how I convince the sellers when it's time to do a price reduction.
We're in the U.S. We use inches and feet. Sorry.
Yes. And so the inches and feet are, you have to have X amount of online viewings, and it's under one, choose. I use the MLS. If you don't have at least 400 online viewings a week, we need to change something. And after you've changed everything,
tell people real quick, how do you see the online viewings?
So in our MLS, you click on your listing, and when you're the listing agent, you're the only one who can see it. And we just have, a down arrow that you click on.
Do we have this?
Are you sure? Are you sure? A lot of people here don't know that we have that. So ask your MLS, how many online viewings?
Tip, people.
How many online viewings have we had? And if you don't have that, find something that you do have a metric for and just decide what that metric is.
Zillow.
And look to see how many online viewings do we have generally when we generate an offer. Pay attention to that so you can come up with metrics. I know that we should have over 400 a week. And when that starts to decline over time. And the other thing is one of my metrics, and I tell people up front when I take the listing, even before I get the listing, the metrics. because what they do is they use that to compare me to other realtors and ask them what their metrics are, and usually they don't have any. So then if you haven't had at least 5 in-person showings, then we need to change something about the house. So you have those conversations every week.
Every week. How often?
Every week. On
every damn week, even if there's no news?
Every week. And that way, when you're having that conversation, I'd rather be accused of over communicating than under communicating.
If you leave anything from this call, talk to your people every damn week. And it's hard.
And sometimes it could be a 15 to 30-second conversation. Yeah. Better to be an outgoing call from you.
So good.
Because the conversations coming from you are much shorter than the incoming calls. And they're on your timetable, on your calendar. So you just set a time and you have an alarm, and it's part of your calendar Monday morning. You call everybody. You've already emailed all the metrics. And so they'll sometimes, it's an easy conversation. Hey, we've only had 271 online views and 0 showings this week. Did you get the information that I sent you on such and such? And besides the in-person showings that I generated from doing an open house, we've had none. And here's the feedback from the open house. So they already know the answer. You're not begging them to do what you want them to do, and then you bring them back to their goal. Did you still want to move to Rio Verde? Do you still want to be closer to your grandkids, or has that changed?
Think about it in a hospital room when you hear beep, 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 and then beep, and everybody comes running, right? Yeah, it's like, okay, bad news. Your calls are beep, 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 right?
And versus them getting mad at you for not calling because nothing's happening and it's your fault. Every week you're calling with a report. Here's
if it's nothing.
The test came back. Here's what your blood work looks like. Here are your lab results. What do you want to do?
Yeah, they've got far more emotionally involved. And if they're calling you, it's a tipping point for them.
They're mad now.
Yeah, so definitely be proactive in that. By the way, in Flex, you can go to your listing, you can hit activity, and you can see the number of views and where they're coming from.
So come up with the metric, and now you tell them before you start, here's what we need to see every week, and if we don't have this, we need to change something. And they know, I'm not going to paint it, I'm not going to change the carpet, and maybe they are, but the in-person viewings are after the online viewings, after the professional photos. So you're going to, if it's changing green shag carpet, it's now you're going back to professional photos and updating all that. But the reality is if there's nothing left to change, they know the one thing that they can control.
Yeah, we got an appraisal back that was lower than our executed price. And because of that proactive communication every step of the way, it was a simple conversation, and he recognized that and felt, it was that, hey, we got every last penny out of the sales price. We didn't leave anything on the table. So had we not communicated in advance, it would have been a difficult conversation. So to Julie's point, yeah, be proactive.
Destiny, what can you do? You wake up in the morning. Where's your deal come from? Are you doing that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is. I go through my folder. I've got a stack of folders with people that I'm dealing with actively right now, and I try to touch them at least once a week, telling them, hey, do we need to have a conversation? I use your phrase, what's our next step look like today? Even if it's just a matter of sending them a listing that I saw that might interest them, it just keeps me top of mind for them and lets them know that I'm still working, even though we may not be doing something right now, writing a contract or closing.
Yeah, they want to know you haven't forgot about them.
Right.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Julie, this reminds me of something. You use hot, warm, cold or something, or what is your... So you're spending your time on your hots first, right? Every morning?
Hot. I've got fire, hot, warm, nurture, future. And it's, the people who are right now, that's within 30 to 60 days. And then there's up to 90 days, and then 6 months plus, and then a year plus. And what that is how frequently you're following up generally the same way. They're all getting emails. They're all getting certain, information, but they're getting market updates, that kind of thing. But the frequency of communication increases the hotter they are. So the fires are daily. like literally until you get them under contract. That's how you define a fire. If I find a house right now today, they're going to write an offer. That's a fire.
That's who you want to play with first,
right?
Every
So
day.
that's who you're every single day. You're looking, you're updating, you're maybe even more than once a day, depending on how many properties are coming on the market. So your fires are, I know if I find what they're looking for, they're going to write a contract and we're going to close. Those are your fires. Your hots are right behind them. So that's your frequency of follow-up. So we talk about, setting up your calendar, and first thing in the morning, you're following up. And that's basically what your follow-up schedule is. It's your fires, hots, warms, nurture, future, right? So you got to define that however you define it, but that's your frequency. And so it's going to be, is it daily? Sometimes it's 2 times a week, and then there's week, biweekly, and monthly, but everybody's at least once a month. That is
so you come into the office, you wake up, whatever, you come to your little card box, like Gary in a box, or you go to your phone, you go to wherever the hell it is, right? Maybe it's Post-it notes on the wall or a whiteboard. Who is my best chance for a deal? Buy, sell, whatever. And price reduction, whatever. And then where's my best shot at a listing? All right. What is my plan to get those? Mm-hmm. And just if you do that every day, that's lead follow-up, I guess.
And that's your follow-up. And when you get your database large enough, and like I say, do open houses, and you're going to get a lot more people, right? You're going to be following up with people, whether they said it or they did it by action, or whether they dreamt it and you're a mind reader. Those are the people you follow up with first. And then go to the people who haven't said they're going to buy or sell, but you're asking.
Right, for sure. Mark Hermosi, Dennis. No, what's his name?
Alex Hermosi.
Alex Hermosi, or whatever his name is, the guy with the beard, right, and the hair. I heard him say, a lot of times it looks like the people who are doing well are just out producing somebody else or whatever. Because they're doing 10 times more, they're getting 10 times the results or whatever. He says, you know why? Because they're doing 10 times the production. You got to get out and do more.
It's not just 10 times. It's deciding who's the most important. People in this culture are so worried about we're all the same. Everyone's the same. Everyone in my database is the same. No, they're not. The person I'm married to is number one. Like, there's categories within your life, just like there is within your database, of the people who you're going to put on in your first class of your plane, and your business class, and your economy, and back in steerage. And the people who treat you like crap, and maybe they'll work with you, maybe they're in steerage, but the people who
they're back by the bathrooms.
Yes. The people who refer you a lot, the people who say they're going to buy right now, they're your first class passengers, and that's who you treat well, and that's who you call first.
And here's a way to look at it, and this is kind of popped in my head, is first you got to look up, and there is a spiritual aspect of this that's a faith process, and it is, if you sow, you will reap. That's not you might, and so you got to trust the process.
100%.
If I'm sowing, I will reap. Secondly, we got to look in. Am I willing to sow? Am I willing to go to work? Third, and so we always got to check ourselves first thing in the morning. Third, we look back. And so that's looking back for the follow-up. Go fire, hot, all of that stuff, because that's your best opportunity for your next deal, is looking back. Then it's look ahead to lead generation out. If you will look up, look in, look back, then look forward every single day, you're going to win.
Yep. And be very, very careful, because there's going to be an instinct that says, I have to nurture what I already have. My deal that's under contract, I got to make sure that's already under contract. That's in the rear view mirror. That's taken care of. You got to be looking ahead, right? 100%.
Or you have people who treat you terribly and disrespect you, and have you, when every conversation, you don't want to answer the phone, or as soon as you hang up, you're yelling at the ceiling. Those people are, I talk about ABC. You ABC your database on who's going to refer or who has used me. D stands for delete. Don't waste your time. Get rid of them. Cut the fat. Be done.
the way a relationship starts is usually how it ends. And so many people are trying to force a square peg into a round hole for the commission. And I think that's going back to the looking up. Don't be so desperate that you'll be a doormat for a deal.
Yep.
Right.
There's times when you've got to say, this isn't going to be pleasant.
This person isn't aligned with my values. This person doesn't have integrity. This person wants me to lie. No, fired.
Yeah.
You know,
Or even just saying this house is not going to sell on your terms, you know, and being able to say, I'd rather us part ways on decent terms right now than for us to have a battle later on. And I've had to do that before with clients, even in my new career.
We took 4 listings Monday, yesterday. And we had a 5th where one of my youngest guy said, I can't do this. I'm not going to list at that price. And the seller said, well, I'm not going to sell at your price. And he said, well, then maybe you shouldn't be selling. Well, maybe I shouldn't. All right, well, good. I'll stay in touch and we'll be fine. But the confidence at 22 years old, when you're living with your mom and dad, to walk away from, that is hard. I mean, I was impressed. He took a different listing somewhere else, even more impressed. So, all right.
I mean, think about it. What is an overpriced, unrealistic listing worth?
Negative something.
Negative.
I would argue with that a little bit. Okay. And here's why.
Hold on. Let me get my accountant on this.
Because if you set them up ahead of time with the metrics, here's how many viewings online, here's how many
motivation, different thing. That's not overpriced. That's a motivated seller trying.
And we're going to have this conversation every week. And okay, this is the big one. It's in your farm.
It's advertising.
Exactly. People are
driving. Be careful because it might be advertising somebody who can't get it done too.
Maybe it's a beautiful home that's a great place for open houses, and you're going to generate 100 leads in the next 90 days.
Yeah, okay? I think there's always that aspect of, hey, look, I'm open to being wrong. Let's try it your way, and let's have an agreement if these metrics don't hit.
Motivation.
You have those conversations every week. Yeah, and that's where you get the price reductions, and you say, hey, after X amount of time, after 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, we're going to do this. Then
we never said
it's all about expectations. You set the proper expectations.
Let's go back here to Jessie, where she said they will never be mad at you for over communicating. Yeah, be careful. Sometimes I communicate too much in the wrong way. Different story, but not communicating every week will distance. 100% agree with that. Tell every week, everywhere. Use that against your competition.
Yeah.
All right. John says we have something. We have Flex MLS and Showing Time. See good data to use. All right, good. All right, let's wind this up. Destiny, tell me some insights and scoop here. What do you got?
Well, we talked about, in the very beginning, leveraging, and I think it's so important to leverage what you have already. If you've got listings, call around those listings and see what new business you can get from those. That's been pretty successful for me. Got 2 condos right now, and calling around those other condo owners. Hey, this is a perfect opportunity to expand your portfolio, or who do you know that may be interested? So don't be afraid to leverage the business that you already have to generate new business for yourself.
Jules? Good
job.
Well,
I would just say, you start with your listings and, use the metrics to decide where you're at. And like I said, every Monday I have a conversation with them about where we're priced, but also in terms of buyers. If they're fires, you should be looking every day and you're finding properties and you're setting appointments to show. And even if they're not fires, you're looking for properties. And when you get one that meets their criteria, find 2 more. So you leverage that appointment. We get them agreed to an appointment. Get as many appointments as you can. You get appointments, you get contracts, you get closings.
Nice. Mark?
Hey, trust the process and do the work. And it will seem slow, and then it compounds, and it gets fast. And make sure your systems are in place so that you can manage the momentum.
Right on. Okay, so let's just wrap this up. You want more business? You want deals? Where your deal's going to come from? You got to start at the beginning. You get in every morning, just start, okay, where is my best chance at a deal, right? Look at your listing inventory. Where's my best chance? This one's priced right. Let's go for it. We've had showings. Let's follow up. Let's see if we can pull a deal together. Don't wait for it to come. push it at whoever's on the other side. Look at your buyers. Just like Julie said, if you got a buyer somewhere, go find them a freaking place, right? And then just go from there. Then go get a new listing after that, right? But every morning, be purposeful about where your deal is going to come from and work that angle until it's gone. Then do lead gen like your hair's on fire. Yeah. That will work wonders for you. All right. That's it. Last words, anyone? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's go to work. Go check your what's next deal thing.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.